Dave Gilbert to break.
3 more frames in this session. Dave Gilbert would have
Keep it
liked to
quiet
win
now,
at least
please,
2 of
thank
them.
you.
If that red doesn't kiss something, it could be running for another half hour. He didn't have to give that one a swipe. He's been quite lucky with the cue balls finished. Could have been anywhere. Well, he looks as if you can get past the black to the edge of this red. Is very tight. Yes, you can see plenty of it really. He played it well.
Martin Gould usually is an excellent long potter and he would take this red on, but I don't see how he can avoid the kiss on the black if he takes it on. That's the reason he's just playing the containing safety. There's times when you've got no choice to play what we call a negative safety shot like Martin has done there. What he knows is he's likely to be in trouble after the next shot, but at least he may be able to get back into a balk.
Yes, when we say negative safety, we mean that he's not trapping his opponent. It's not really a negative shot selection. See Martin, he doesn't really look through his glasses. Perhaps he doesn't like them. Tells us he doesn't have pot well, glasses or not. He does tell us he doesn't look through the lens on distant shots. It's amazing.
I think what he does is sights it before he gets down on the shot, doesn't he? But it's amazing to think he can do that, and that's a little bit risky. He's left a relatively straight pot on here, but obviously plenty of distance between cue ball and object ball.
Somebody's earpiece in here is really loud. Thank you. Please turn it down a bit, thanks.
He cued that nicely. He does have a beautiful cue actually. He gets through the ball extremely well.
Yes, you get quite a long backswing and he goes through the ball very smoothly. You see the cue coming all the way back to his thumb there. It's got to be 10 to 11 inches that. Excuse me. But he doesn't rush the delivery, and it's nice to see a young player like Dave. He's been on the circuit a few years, hasn't really hit the button yet, but you've got to keep trying. If you score heavy, you always got a chance.
7.
So easy, of course, for these players to lose their self-belief, a few defeats, and you go into the next match almost expecting to lose, and then it's a tough old game. So many good players now in the qualifying sections. That's well played, well thought out. Looks if he's on nothing then, he's come across, look, just nudged the red out. Perfect. Do you know, I was looking at the rankings last week, Willie, and all the boys has gone off tour this year. Of course, there's only 64 stay on from the 96s that's on the tour. I've looked at that, and there's at least 10 there would have been in the top 16, like perhaps 7 or 8 years ago. That's the standard of play now. I'm not saying they should be there now, Another tricky bridge.
30.
Turned out all right.
Yeah, not too sure whether he played to cannon the pink like that, but he's pushed in a position where he can still pot it. Albeit it might have to have the long rest. Gone are the days, Terry, when we used to have those the long queue at the side of the table. It's just there for it's an ornament now, isn't it? Never ever used.
I never used those, Willie, to be honest with you. You were always out of position, weren't you?
Yeah. The extensions have been a massive plus. To use your own tip of the queue rather than that half butt, as it were. Big plus. I think it was Jim Meadowcroft. I haven't seen Jim for years. He used to commentate for the Beeb. Lovely fellow, Jim. I think he came up with the first idea of an extension. He used to have his name, didn't he, on the extension? Didn't think about the ones that screw in the butt then. It was just one that slipped on the queue.
Must have been a long extension then, with his name being Jim Meadowcroft.
If you're listening, Jim, I hope you're well. He was the first player that I ever saw play with copious amounts of side. He couldn't find the centre of the white at any time. He was a great screw-back player and a side player.
I don't think Dave played to get on this red. He played to get on the other two that's just above it, because he had a quick look down if this red would go after playing the shot. So he's had two huge chunks of luck here. One there and one earlier when he kissed the red out of the back of the pack, of course. It's all part and parcel of what happens out there.
Yeah, they say that luck evens itself out, Terry. I'm not so sure it happens in the best of 9 match, but usually over the sessions we play here, the best of 19 in the opening rounds, the best of 25 in the second and third rounds. So usually luck evens itself out, but so far David certainly had a bit of good run in this frame.
If anybody tells me that they lose through luck, unless it's a fluke on the last black, I feel they're a loser.
31.
I don't think luck ever really wins or loses matches. And as you know, Willie, if you feel the luck's going against you, which we all do when we're out there, it's easy to talk about these things, but when you feel like that, the luck normally goes against you. It's amazing. So we're seeing another twist in this match.
37.
From 3-0 in front, Gilbert looked very comfortable. Then Martin Gould won 2 frames and he looked a bit shaky. But he played well in the last one with a 61 break, and he's in them again and looking comfortable. Doesn't really look as if he's going to miss anything when he's in them.
He had an excellent angle on the previous blue to go into them, decided to play for one of the loose ones. This time it's not quite as good an angle to go into them. He's just looking, if he plays the blue into the middle and smashes into them, whether he's going to knock one of these reds in the right-hand corner. There may be a plant here. If it is a plant, he'll play for the plant. It's a 3-ball plant, if he's going to play it. We'll probably get a chance to show you that plant now. There it is, and well, it's not quite set for the pocket, so I think he'll certainly play the cannon. Oh dear, that's another piece of good fortune. Goodness me. He's had 3 massive strokes of luck in this break so far. Well, that's amazing. Once that white's on the move there, he's on nothing. All of a sudden, the red's kissed the pink, and he's perfect again.
Can only win you 1 frame. One of the beauties of snooker is that if you lose a frame or win it, it re-racked and you start again. Could have done with a slight angle on this red to try and
49.
possibly dislodge a few of those 4. I'm not sure if any of them go. You can see he was too straight to play that shot.
If he's finished dead straight, there's a little bit of value in holding the spot here, because he'd like to have the blue on either the black or the pink spot. It's going to be tough to keep the break going. Because of the positional shot, he doesn't hold the spot. The positional shot on the next colour is going to be tough. Played that
55.
quite nicely, actually. Forced an angle. The red at the bottom of those four pot there, you can see.
$56.
I didn't quite pot the red into the clean in the centre of the pocket, so he's lost a little bit of pace on the cue ball, but he's got 2 reds still to play for. He's just having a look which one he prefers to play for. 56 in front. 61 here after the blue. So one more red would be enough to be safe in this 7th frame.
61.
Well, Martin knows now he really needs to win the last 2 frames. To come out of this session no worse than 5-4 would be a bonus, having seen what's happened over the last couple of frames. Just looking at a couple of plants. He knows he can take the risk of playing a plant if he wishes. Well, he feels that this plant's on into the yellow pocket, just looking to see if the black or pink will pot. I think the key thing here, as long as the red goes in, Martin Gould will concede. Not quite. Martin Gould's having a look at the scoreboard.
65.
And barring the snookers in need, it'll be Dave Gilbert who goes further clear at 5-2.
One.